Does this give the SEC any legal cover to delay? Because, right, it is as part of a legal decision that they have to let ARK and 21 shares know by tomorrow. Tomorrow is the deadline. I mean, I know we're not legal experts here, but is there any chance this could change the timeline?
A bit of a twist here, the ETF decision, the SEC now saying that its Twitter and X account has been compromised. It has not made a decision yet on that Bitcoin ETF. We have a statement here from an SEC spokesperson saying that the SEC Gov Twitter/X account has been compromised. The unauthorized tweet regarding Bitcoin ETFs was not made by the SEC or its staff. Gary Gensler putting out a similar statement, the chair of the SEC there. But again, it does appear the SEC's account has been compromised and has not yet made a decision on a Bitcoin ETF. It has affected prices here, Morgan, as you guys were talking about. And Bitcoin, at least for now, is still moving to the downside on that, what was potential news, but a compromised account there. And it appears the SEC's Twitter account has been hacked. That news, again, moving prices here. But back over to you guys.
The process of approving an ETF by way of the SEC is pretty bureaucratic, and it takes a lot of time, and it usually doesn't cater this much excitement from the investing public. Now, this has obviously been an exception given that a Bitcoin ETF is something the industry has sought for the past decade. So, I guess through the second half of 2023, we saw anticipation building around this. And so now, we're at this point where it's a pretty nebulous internal agency process. And everybody has been trying to sort of get around this to understand when approval could happen because it is such a closed process. And it kind of creates this recipe where a lot of people want to believe the latest thing that happened. When this first came out, obviously it's not very characteristic of the SEC to be issuing a statement. And traditionally they're pretty closed, or they're pretty tight-lipped about voicing these processes. And it usually comes out through SEC filings is where we see this.
And Jennifer, I want to bring you in here as well. I mean, it was surprising, Jennifer, to see this news posted on a social media platform, to see it posted on X. But, often, you see a verified government account, you think you can trust it. What was your response to it?
Yeah, Josh, to your point, I was a bit skeptical at first, too. I kind of went and said, is this definitely the SEC's account? Yeah, it looks like it. But to your point, and to David's point, generally the SEC is not going to put their approval on Twitter, now X, first. It's going to come in the form of a filing on Edgar. And the SEC scrambling, coming out with a statement just moments ago, a spokesperson telling me that the SEC's Twitter account had been compromised and that, quote, the unauthorized tweet regarding Bitcoin's ETF was not made by the SEC or its staff. So this is also something for X to look into as well when it comes to hackers.
Does this give the SEC any legal cover to delay? Because, right, it is as part of a legal decision that they have to let ARK and 21 shares know by tomorrow. Tomorrow is the deadline. I mean, I know we're not legal experts here, but is there any chance this could change the timeline?
I was going to say, I'm not a legal expert, so in my view, and not having done any due diligence on this, I wouldn't think it would, but who knows?